Um, let's because we're guys being dudes. Let's start off with the one about baseball. Casey at the bat. This is an experimental film from this time, but not like the ones that we talked about last episode.
Right. Yeah.
Uh, it is a sort of technological experiment of synchronized sound on film.
The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mustang Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, with but one inning more to play. And so when Cooney died at first, and Burroughs did the same, a sickly silence fell upon the patrons of the game.
Once again, every time somebody tells you that something happened for the first time in the silent era, they are lying to you.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't.
Or leaving out some big qualifiers.
Right.
Yeah.
This, unlike the jazz singer, which we will get to, this is the jazz singer uses a technology called Vitaphone, which is basically putting a cue somewhere to start a record, and then the record is playing the audio in synchronization, hypothetically, with the film itself. Where this is a 6-minute short of just like a vaudeville performer reading a poem about the glory of baseball.
About baseball.
Take me out to the ball game type stuff. And
but in very old timey vaudeville speak.
Yeah. And really just like glorifying and
rolling the R's.
But this is actual sound that is printed on the film in the way that it is today, for 35mm prints that are still made today, and the way that it has been done ever since the sound era, up until the digital era. This is the 1921-22. This era is the beginning of this format that was invented by Lee DeForest of photofilm, sound on film.
Phonofilm, right?
Oh, yes, phonofilm. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like, everyone talks about the jazz singer as like the beginning of talkies, which, I mean, it is in terms of
like
culturally and popularity, but I think it's interesting that this movie's significantly earlier. I mean, it's a short. It's not really a film so much as just a recording of a poem being read. But like the technology of phonofilm is, I don't know. I guess more advanced, right? Because it is. I mean, it's.
I think so.
What leads to the technology that becomes kind of standard for the next 90 years.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It doesn't have the potential downsides of Vitaphone, where there are two separate objects that are playing the film and playing the audio, and I think that Vitaphone can get out of sync. I'm not sure, but like there are some safeguards. But like the bonus of this is that it is on the film itself, so it has all of the benefits when it comes to splicing and when it comes to potential sound getting messed up. That it is right there on the film, so that's good.
Yeah. Although watching it, other than the sort of technological significance of it and other phonofilms from around this time, it's like as its own object, I guess. It's whatever. It's a guy reading a poem about baseball.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah, it's a guy stepping out from a curtain and being all kind of old timey fancy and talking about the glory of baseball, which I don't care about. What I care about is film. To get a little in depth on the technology, this uses the way that sound is printed on film is it's just kind of in a strip on the edge of the image, in between the sprocket holes, and it's like the way that modern film or film from the 30s or whatever on does this is by using variable area sound, which is basically like looks like a waveform printed on the side of the film.
You can see it in the logo for this show.
Indeed you can. Indeed you can. You can see this in every episode, every piece of episode art. That's a good note. That is a photo that I took of a King Kong print, and that we have placed other photos in. So that audio, you could actually look at that waveform and extract some tiny 24th of a second chunk of audio from King Kong. Copyright infringement.
Airplane noise.
Yes, yeah, I think it was around that scene in the movie. This uses variable density, so it does not look like a waveform like in the podcast logo. It basically looks like a bunch of like, it almost looks like a barcode in a way, but with like shades of gray. So the way that this technology works is there's like a light emitter and a sensor on either side of this strip, and the more light that's let through, it like changes like the pitch of the audio. This works in the same way, and these can actually, like, variable density and variable area sound can be read on the same readers, because it's the same size strip, and it's letting across different degrees of audio, right. But yeah, it's basically like how dark the film is versus how much of the film is dark, basically.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a little in the weeds, but I'm a projectionist. Yeah. What do you want from me?
Yeah, no, I find it very, very interesting, and just to think about like the engineering that it took to figure this stuff out when it hadn't been done before is always very I just find very interesting.
Oh yeah. I
feel like since basically the 1930s, I feel like film technology, like 35mm film technology, has been so standardized. Basically until digital took over.
Yeah.
But it's
just
like
a decade ago.
Just to figure all that stuff out is like, and the stuff that like the roads not taken are always really interesting, of things like Vitaphone or like early color processes, which we'll also talk about this episode. So yeah, it's an exciting time for film technology.
For sure. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of technology stuff in this episode.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very tech-heavy episode.
Speaking of, there's a YouTube channel that I highly recommend. I love this channel called Technology Connections. And he recently did a video about sound on film that touches on Lee DeForest and the way that all of this stuff works. And if anybody's interested in that, I would highly recommend it. I'll link it in the show notes.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that out too.
So yeah, this is, we're just talking about this from a technological perspective. We don't really care about this movie as a thing.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's an example of there's like a bunch of these phono films being made.
Yeah, as like a demo.
This is just kind of one of them. And yeah, they exist kind of mostly as tech demos. Yeah. It's like,
yeah, they play in a few theaters, but they're really meant to be like shown to studios to sell them on this technology.